welcome back to the AskPeople series. This is Ep.7, and this week I asked everyone if they were to change one thing in the whole world, what would that be? So without further ado, let's get to it.
Hey, hi, my name's Adam.
Hi, I'm Anita.
Hi, I'm Campbell.
Hi there, my name is Cameron Gibson.
Hi, I'm Hannes.
Hi, I'm Jamie Stewart.
Hi, my name is Jonathan.
Hi, my name is Maureen.
Hi, I'm Paul Reagan.
Hi, my name is Sophia.
Hey everyone, my name is T-Kid.
I think for me it would definitely be sort of inequality and the fact that people can be treated differently based on things that are outside of their control. So I guess, So I think for me the saddest thing is the concept that someone could have the same experience and abilities and everything else as another person, but be treated differently just because of something that they can't control, like their race, ethnicity, sexual orientation even. I think if the world was a little bit more equal, it'd definitely be a better place for sure.
I would change the way we treat our planet, because the way things are going, I watched this David Attenborough documentary. You might know what I'm talking about, but that really opened my eyes. It opened my eyes, and I was like, okay, there's so much things I would like to change in the world right now, but right now, like, we need to start looking after our planet. I just feel like not enough people care, and we're gonna end up going to a place we don't want to go. But that's what I'd like to change.
So I don't know who wouldn't change the fact that we find ourselves in a global pandemic right now. But I think that if I had to choose something, it's a bit based on previously what I mentioned, but it's people's uncertainty and fear. I have anxiety. I've been diagnosed with anxiety, and I recognize that there are a lot of scary things in this world, and that can be debilitating for some people. At the same time, I think that despite the fear that people have, ignoring it isn't the way to go. And I don't mean this only based on people's cultural background. I think that it is as true for understanding, for example, why we should wear a mask when we go out and understanding the science behind that, as it is for people to face, for example, their national history. Because I find, especially with history, people are so afraid to recognize that history is full of a lot of biases, and it's based on keeping a lot of colonial legacies up. And I think that there's a fear that something isn't the way that we've been taught for years and years and years, and that's understandably scary. But it's important to know that it will be okay, and we can let go of certain things even if we're afraid to do so. So I think that people's fear and uncertainty is something that holds a lot of us back. And I think that a lot of things like racism and xenophobia are rooted in that. So it would be really nice to sort of tackle that.
I would eradicate the need for influencers. I think influencers are a fucking stain on the world. I think they need to go. It's not okay, like for instance, I follow a lot of people on social media that are, I guess you would say, influencers, but it's more like people that have real careers and jobs and skills they've learned, and I don't mean that in a case of like only people with real vocations, your fitness coaches and all the gurus and whatever else. That's that's real, it's skills. But the people that went on telly did fuck all and now are millionaires, I have a problem with. I don't think they need to. Although keep Geordie Shore. Geordie Shore is fantastic, so we can keep that.
Probably for people to be more empathetic. Like if I could change one thing, it would be so that everyone would have more empathy and more understanding for one another. Because if everyone could understand everyone's situations, and if everyone could feel what other people are going through, even if they're not going through it themselves, then I feel like the world would be such a better place. Like a lot of the world's problems would just disappear because there would be more empathy, there would be more love with each person. And I feel like that's why also we have a lot of problems in the world, because there isn't enough understanding, there isn't enough empathy, and there isn't enough love.
I rule the world. One thing, what I just referred to it, the biggest question for us all, for the human race to survive, is tackling the climate emergency. So one thing I would do, I would change the system. We are in end stage capitalism. Basically, we are a caterpillar which has been munching and munching and munching and munching and munching on this lovely plant, but there's only a few leaves left, and we're not yet pupating. We're not changing. We're not transforming. So we have to transform before we eat the last leaf. Otherwise, we just kill the plant and we can't fly away. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the new system is. I'm not a politician. I'm not an economist. You know, I haven't got those answers, but I know that something has to give. Something has to change. We just cannot be this voracious, consuming caterpillar. And if one thing that this year or this pandemic has shown us is that we can do with less. That just a simpler way of being. And there are more important things than the latest iPad or new fashion or whatever, to impress each other and all of that stuff. But unfortunately, all that happened this year, apparently, and I was looking at the figures yesterday, is the CO2 output has gone down this year by a massive 7%. Woo! That's it. With the whole of lockdown across entire nations, our globe has only reduced its CO2 output by 7%. And unfortunately, it wasn't made up elsewhere by carbon capture. So in fact, 2020, the CO2 output has gone up less than it would have done, but it's still going up even with lockdown. So we really need to get on top of that, because we're just writing a death sentence for our grandchildren or great-grandchildren.
One thing. Oh, this is so hard. One thing. It's not only one problem in the world, you know. But one thing. Can it be like rich people? There's nothing wrong about being rich, but then unfortunately, the rich that we know of, there's always scandals and stuff being uncovered. If you're just rich because you really work hard for it, you're just rich, like, yeah, man, like, do your thing. But most of these people, they bother poor people's life for some goddamn reason. They think they want to do it, but they do. But yeah, maybe let's shift the mindset of rich people. Because I guess with power, you greed for more. But yeah, not get rid of them. Because let's be honest, we all need each other. But hopefully educate them. So that's what we're going for.
I think the world would be a better place if there was more equality, pretty broad, but in all sort of things like racial, social, money. I feel like if you're in a position where you have privilege or power, you should be using that to afford the same opportunities you had to other people, because equal opportunities for everyone would be a real goal.
You know, magically making everyone, again, myself included, you know, practice a little bit more patience when it comes to dealing with people and trying to understand where someone's coming from, particularly when they completely disagree with you.
It would definitely be the structures and institutions that founded a lot of the systems that we have in place today. The whole of USA scrapped, start over. Just we don't need that anymore. We've passed that. It's all just when you think about the way that the world works and the disadvantages that like big groups of people are at, it's because of like the systems that were created unfairly against them. So it's not going to support them. And when I say them, I'm saying, for example, like Black people being killed like by authoritative forces and stuff. So I'd change like the governments and the people at the top, kick them out, get Barack back at least. I don't know.
We've had this discussion before, I think. If it's for the common good, it would be implementing a carbon tax. So basically, the biggest problem within climate change, and that's what my master's degree was in, is that carbon has no price. Financially speaking, it has a social price in the form of climate change and poverty and all those kind of things. And really, if something and it relates to the previous question, if something in our society doesn't have a value, a financial value, it doesn't mean shit, because no one else will orient around that thing. As soon as you add any value to it, like all these vested business interests, all these political interests will change as well, because now the thing is going to cost you money. So for the social good, I would say a carbon tax.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and I will post the social media links below if you want to follow us. But most importantly, I hope this gives you an understanding of perhaps how you'd like to answer these questions yourself, and encourage conversation with your close friends and family as well. I hope to see you next time.